So that means an action that starts in past, continues in past, end in past, and then the next action starts in past. That is when we talk about past perfect continuous tense. It has not happened yet because we are talking about future, something that will happen. Maybe today night, maybe tomorrow morning, maybe 1 year later, 2 years later, maybe 2 months later. Why are these sentences not completed? Because we have not talked about the time here. How will, if I tell you that, okay, she had been reading a book when her friend called, can you tell when did she start reading and for how long had she been reading? No, right?
Welcome to Uninterrupted, where communication means no interruption.
Welcome to Uninterrupted. My name is Hina. I am back again with tenses video. I hope by now you have practiced the other tenses because I am here with 2 more tenses for you. So we are going to discuss past tense, or I would say a part of past tense, that is past perfect and past continuous. Mixture of both these tenses, that means past perfect continuous tense. And then we'll be talking about simple future tense as well. So we are finally entering into our future tense as well. All right. So if you have not practiced the other videos or other tenses, then you can stop this video, practice the other tenses and come back again. And if you have, then it's amazing. Imagine you were reading a book in past. Suddenly your mom called and she wants you to be with her now. Yeah, immediately. So of course you have to stop reading now, right? So we'll start with the scenario. When were you reading a book? In the past. Let's say you were reading the book in the afternoon and your mom called late in the afternoon. All right. So when were you reading the book? In the afternoon. By late afternoon, you had to stop reading it. That was also past. And then your mom called you. That was also past. And your mom wanted you to be with her. That was also past, right? So what are we getting the idea from this tense? That when we talk about past perfect continuous, we talk about the actions that started in past, just like past perfect tense, but the actions that continued for a while in past, like past continuous, and then they end, then the next action starts. So that means an action that starts in past, continues in past, end in past, and then the next action starts in past. That is when we talk about past perfect continuous tense. If you did not understand the scenario, let's take example of one more scenario. You started working on your assignment at 2 p.m. yesterday. All right. At 4 p.m. was the submission deadline. But you finished your assignment by 3:30 p.m. and then your friend called you by 3:30 p.m. or at 3:30 p.m. So you started at 2, you finished by 3:30, then your friend called. All of that happened in past, right? Yes, that is what past perfect continuous is all about. That you continued your work from 2 to 3:30. But you started in past, you finished in past, and the other action, that means our second action started in past as well. That means your friend called you, right? So that is all about past perfect continuous tense. Just like past perfect, we use had here, and just like past continuous, we use first form of the verb with ing. Then what is the difference? Difference is we use B-double-E-N, been here. That means third form of be, that means a state of being. So we use B-double-E-N with had to create a mixture of past perfect and past continuous. So what do you think the whole rule is going to be? Like, for example, if I say I, that means my subject, had, then been, I had been working on my assignment, work plus ing on my assignment is object. So the rule would be subject plus had plus been plus verb, first form of the verb or base form of the verb, then ing, and then object. When you called. When you called is like my second action. So we have to identify both the actions here, but we talk about one action that started in past, continued in past, ended in past. There is no relation to present, there is no relation to future. All right. So let me give you one more example. She had been reading the book when her mom called. But is that complete? No, it's not complete. Why are these sentences not completed? Because we have not talked about the time here. How will, if I tell you that, okay, she had been reading a book when her friend called, can you tell when did she start reading and for how long had she been reading? No, right? So the sentences are correct grammatically, but to complete the sentences in past perfect continuous, it would be amazing if you can just tell the duration of the time as well, duration of the action as well. For example, I had been working on my assignment for 2 hours when my mom called. She had been reading the book for whole afternoon and then her friend called. So that means whole afternoon for 2 hours, for 4 hours, for 4 days, all of that tells that I was doing the work from past, continued it for 2 hours or 4 hours, ended in the past, and then the new action started in the past. Voila, it's easy, right? It is easy. You don't have to use this tense a lot all the time. You use it in certain scenarios only. Just practice a few sentences like Rahul had been working hard for her exam for last 4 days. And then his exam started today. And then his exam started yesterday. So today morning, yesterday, all of that is past, right? So you started something in the past, continued, ended in the past, the next action started in the past, and that is all about past perfect continuous. Let me give you 2 more examples and then I'll take you towards new tense, that is simple future tense. Okay, so he had been studying for hours before his mom called. Simple. Subject had been, verb ing, object, done, all right? She had been working on her assignment for 2 hours before her friend called her. Done, all right? Okay. I hope it's clear to you. I hope you'll be able to practice this tense. Don't worry, take a deep breath. It's easy. And now let me take you to the last tense, that is simple future tense. This tense is as simple as it sounds. Why? Because all the tenses with the name starts with simple are actually simple. But something changes in this tense. We were talking about something that is happening right now. We talked about something that has already happened. Now we'll talk about something that has never happened or it has not happened yet because we are talking about future, something that will happen. Maybe today night, maybe tomorrow morning, maybe 1 year later, 2 years later, maybe 2 months later, some 20 days later, right? Future. So we're talking about future. Future is always imaginary because it has not happened yet. I'm imagining I will go to market tomorrow, but I have not gone to market yet. Tomorrow is not here yet, right? And then when tomorrow comes, that will become present. So future is always imaginary, right? We use will or shall in future. We always use will or shall in future. There's one magical thing about future tense is that you can use all the subjects, all the pronouns with will. That means I will, you will, he will, she will, it will, they will, we will, everything. All right. So you don't have to feel the confusion that, okay, should I use she, he, it, Rahul, what? Everything will come with will. All right. Will means future. Will means surety. Will means you have you have the determination to fulfill that action when the time comes. Shall is used less these days. Shall is like not even used most of the times. Shall is formal. Shall is only used with I and we. I shall, we shall. Shall is used for formal and professional scenarios. And shall also portrays future, but it is not 100% surety, all right? We shall start the meeting at 4 p.m. We are talking about professional work, we are talking about meeting, we're just giving a word of mouth that we shall start the meeting at 4 p.m. It may or may not happen, but shall is taking the place of future only with I and we, all right? And if you are confused, do not use shall. Yes. Okay. I will clear shall more in future. Don't worry. Okay. So what happens in future? Subject, will or shall, object. Nothing else. I will do it. I will dance. Why have I not spoken out verb in the rule? Because verb only base form or first form of the verb is used. Like I will go there. Subject, will, first form of the verb, object. She will go to market tomorrow. She will go to the market tomorrow. She is subject. Will, because she is determined to go to the market tomorrow. There's a surety. And also, shall is not used with she, right? So she will go, first form, to the market tomorrow. It shows future, and that is the object. All right? So subject, then will or shall, depending on the situation, mostly will, and then my first form of the verb, and then if there is object, that will be there in the sentence. All right? So anything that you want to do in future, imaginary, whatever. I will go to school tomorrow. I will go for my dance classes tomorrow. Rahul and I will go for my dance classes tomorrow. All right. So there is a surety, there's a routine fixed for future. But what if something happens and you don't go? So that is the reason we say that future is always imaginary and not 100% sure. All right. So practice future tense as well. And then tell me which tense you find most difficult. I will meet you in the next video with 2 more tenses, or I would say all other tenses, because we are only left with 3, or I would say last 3 tenses. All right. Practice all of the tenses, and I will meet you in the next video. Till then, take care. Bye bye.